I want to thank you, parents, for coming, and youth for coming to today's presentation. My name is Bob Lancer, and I'm the host of a radio show that broadcasts here in Atlanta, Georgia. The name of the show is Bob Lancer's Parenting Solutions. The show's been on the air for 12 years. It's on News Talk 750, B98.5 FM, and 97.1 FM. Show's been on the air for 12 years. If you haven't heard of it, it's understandable because it's on very late at night and very early in the morning on Sundays. I'm also an author. This is one of the books that I've written, Parenting with Love, Without Anger or Stress. I'm a former school teacher. I've worked with every type of child, from 3-year-old prodigies to 18-year-old kids in incarceration. I present parenting seminars in big corporations, for prisons, people in prison, people in homeless shelters, people in drug rehab centers, people in country clubs, schools, conferences, all over the world. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm also a parent. And what I am going to present to you today, this evening, is some of the essential points that I cover in a seminar named Parenting with Love. And the first principle that I want to share with you is the fact that you have certain goals for your children. Now, you may not be clearly aware of what those goals are, but you have certain goals for your children. There's certain things you would like to have happen in the lives of your children. And one of the most constructive things that you can do as a parent is to become very clear about what those goals are for your children. What is it that you really want for your child? Now, there's something else that's also important. It's not just important to know what it is that you want for your child. It's also important to know what it is that you want for yourself. What do you want for yourself? Where do you want your life to go? What kind of a life do you want to be leading? Now, as you become clear about where you want to go in life, you can start making choices that are aimed at getting you in that direction. One of the big mistakes that we make in life is to not really have a clear sense of what it is that we really want to accomplish. Because then what happens is, if you don't really know what it is you want to achieve, if a situation happens and it causes you to react with anger or in some destructive way, and you don't have a clear vision of what you're trying to accomplish, there's nothing to keep you on track. But when you have a very clear vision of what it is you're trying to accomplish, and something happens that you don't like, you're very clear about how I deal with this is either going to take me closer to my goal or take me further away from my goal. So that's why it's so important to have a clear understanding, a clear vision, a clear idea of where you want your life to go. One of the things that happens when we start to consider where we really want our lives to go is we start to feel discouraged. We begin to feel a sense of, I've already tried the best I could and look where I ended up. And look at how other people that I know have tried to get ahead and look where they ended up. Or look at what's going on in the government or in the media or in the corporate world. And look at how the chips are stacked, the cards are stacked against us. Look at how we have the odds against us for what we want to have happen. But the beautiful thing is that once you have a clear goal of what it is you really want to achieve, you start to realize that feeling discouraged does not help you get there. And the whole point in being an effective parent is living your life in the most effective way possible, because children become who they spend time with. There were certain natural laws that govern the development of child behavior. And one of those laws, and unfortunately on your handout it's got a little scratched out, one of those laws is the law of reflection. The law of reflection means that children are like mirrors, and you can write this down if you have a pen. One of the laws is the law of reflection, which basically means that children become who they spend time with. As you practice deliberately living your life in line with what your heart desires, in line with what you truly want to accomplish, in line with what inspires you and encourages you and empowers you and gives you a feeling of dignity and self-respect, as long as you're living your life in the direction of the dreams that you want to come true, you're automatically passing that power on to your children. And it doesn't matter what results you get. When you strive for the dreams that you want in your heart, when you strive for the things that you really want to happen, and you stay on track, and you stay on target, it doesn't matter whether you achieve those goals or not. You are automatically passing on to your child the power to go for what he wants in life. That's a great gift. That's a great gift that a parent has to give. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many obstacles fall in your way. It doesn't matter how many times you get disappointed. All you want to do is to always get clear about what you want. Because there's a basic law of life, and that law states this: you bring about what you think about. You bring about what you think about. And the only way to get your life under control is to get your thoughts under control when your life is out of control. Is that easy? No. What's easy? It's so easy to worry. And there is nothing less productive that you can do than to worry. I can make a guarantee to you. Whatever you worry about must get worse. You worry about your future, and your future will be worse than what it could have been if you would have chosen to live your present moment in peace and in faith. Inner peace is an act of faith. Now, as you live in peace, without worry about the future, two positive things happen. Number one, your future is better. Number two, your child's future is better, because automatically you're teaching your child to not rely on worry to solve his problems. Whatever you worry about can't work as well as it could if you could let your mind free of worry. You bring about what you think about. And so we have to practice, number one, spending time every day thinking about what it is we want to bring about. And there might be a little voice inside your head that says it's not going to happen. I'm not worthy of it. I messed up too much. I don't have the advantages. And all this little voice inside you is doing is stopping you. That's all it does. That little voice has two words for you. You can't. And you want to turn that into, I can, I will, and I'm going for it. Let me hear you say, I can, I will, and I'm going for it. And that's what you're teaching your children when you live it. When you live it. We all have reasons to become rebellious and destructive when life isn't working out the way we want it to. And the moment we become rebellious and destructive because we're not getting our way, that's when we lose our way. When life isn't working out the way you want it to, what your job is and what my job is to respond to that situation in line with bringing about what I want. Not to become rebellious and destructive. If I can't have it this way, I'll have it that way. Now, when we become rebellious and destructive, we start mistreating ourselves. There's a difference between doing what you want to do and doing what you know is good for you. And what you want to do is you want to build up the self-discipline to be doing what's good for you. That is also a precious thing you automatically give to your child. Because as you do what's good for you, and I know it's hard because we all have a lot of self-destructive habits that have been put in place since we were children and that may have been put in place by self-destructive adults who raised us.